Overwatch Apex Season 2, energized by HOT6, quarterfinal. Today's matchup, Kongdoo Panthera, LW Blue.
Welcome back to Overwatch Apex Season 2, and welcome to the main event, guys. Kongdoo Panthera versus LW Blue, the team that is undefeated so far in Apex Season 2. Kongdoo Panthera taking on the winner of IEM Gyeonggi, LW Blue. This could be a finals.
Easily. It could be the finals, Noah.
Yeah, it might end up being it.
Both of these teams, if they make it out of this group, will not face each other in semis and could, in fact, face each other again in the finals of this very tournament.
Quite possible.
And, yeah, both of these teams have done extremely well. LW Blue did lose to Lunatic High in the group stage, but I think that the depth of their roster, the fact that Flower is such an insane player on DPS really will, I think, put them over the top because they have more strategic depth. But
yeah,
that said, I mean, how could you be more excited, not be more excited rather, about the Flower versus Rascal matchup tonight, which is one of the best DPS matchups that we could even dream of here in Apex. It's wonderful to be able to have the chance to see this. I'm really, really excited.
I mean, both these guys have huge hero pools. We've even got Rascal pulling out the Sombra when they crushed Flash Lugs. Like, we're going to see some crazy stuff
which
today.
Is unquestionably, undoubtedly, and I know Complexity fans may hate me for saying this,
all right,
unquestionably the best Sombra play we have ever seen.
Okay.
At you know,
I would agree.
At the professional level of competition, his ability on King's Row to carry that hard, to play that aggressively with the Sombra was really second to none. And I'm hoping we get another chance to see it against a stronger opponent this evening.
The way he played it, too, he wasn't just sitting on health packs the whole time. He was using that translocator to engage, man. He was getting in the back lines. He was going after supports. He was getting high ground and hacking the really important targets, the Roadhog, the Reinhardt.
Yep.
It was really like how you've always imagined Sombra should be played, but had yet to see her played that way. Well, finally, Rascal showed us it could be done. Now, to be fair, that was against Flash Lux. So, you know, are we going to see that tonight against Kongdoo Panthera? I think, or rather against LW Blue. I think that's going to be a little bit more of a tough ask, but we never know. It's out there.
I don't think it is so much of a tough ask because I really actually do think that Sombra is a very strong hero right now. It's just that Blizzard has been releasing, and something that I really enjoy is if we look at all the heroes that we've seen since release, Ana, Sombra, Suna, Risa, these are all heroes that are going to have very high skill caps. Yeah. And not only that, but Sombra changes fundamentally the way that teams play because she's so different than other DPS, right? So it's about how you use the EMP as a unit. So you have to get a player who's able to use Sombra individually at that level and then also have the team play around it well. And I think that that's just something that's taking time. And we could definitely see it because how do you practice against this, right? It's the ace in the sleeve for Kongdoo because no one else plays Sombra at that level. So why not just throw it out there against LW Blue and see if they react poorly to it?
I'd love to see them try it. I hope we do get to see it. I really do. But again, I mean, when he was playing that, there were like duels where he took a duel against the Soldier 76 on the biotic field and still won because the Soldier just couldn't hit him. And that's not a duel that Sombra's supposed to win. So there were some asterisk about that.
I agree with you, but that was on point A, and if we look at how it went out for the rest of the map, I think the Sombra play was really impressive. So yes, I do agree that the Sombra was winning duels that I think players of Flower's caliber are not going to lose, for sure, but I still want to see it. I still want to come out. I want it to come out. And the LW Blue that we're seeing now, when we look at their strengths, like, we'll get to that in a second.
네, 공도 판테라는 거의 지지 않을 것 같은 포스. 그런데 LW 블루는요, 남들과 달라요. 그 픽에 따른 완벽한 오더와 대응. 진짜 어디가 이길지 붙어봐야 됩니다.
막 날아갈 것 같이 기분이 좋거나 나쁘지 않아요. 연습한 대로 잘 돼서 예상한 결과였어요. 네, 8강에 진출하게 되어서 굉장히 기쁘고요. 저 이 팀을 믿기 때문에 올라갈 거라는 확신을 하고 있었어요.
네, 이렇게 되면 한 세트도 지지 않고 9세트 연속 화려한 피지컬 플레이. 와, 그쵸. 더할 나위 없습니다.
원래는 피지컬로만 밀어붙이는 경향이 있었는데 이번에 리빌딩이 돼서 팀워크가 생긴 것 같아요. 분위기도 좋아졌어요. 일단 블링 형이 분위기 메이커고 저도 말 잘 들어요, 동생이랑. 공기 바짝 들었죠.
진짜 준비를 많이 하는 팀입니다. 예, 매 경기마다 준비되는 게 하나씩 있어요.
저희 팀의 루시우가 오더를 전부 도맡아서 하는데 그 친구가 하는 말이라면 정말 죽으라고 하면 죽는 정도의 철저한 오더를 통해서 일사불란하게 움직이는 게 제일 특징적인 팀인 것 같아요.
저희 팀 전략의 중심은 제 로도이기 때문에 3탱 원딜로 확 덮치는 조합을 되게 어느 팀이랑 비교해도 잘 쓰는 것 같아요. 저희가 연습한 대로만 경기에서 보여주면 우승도 문제 없을 것 같아요.
우승은 저희 거니까 탐내지 마세요.
Kongdoo, Panthera. Flex.
아, 먼저 치면서 자포까지 연계.
진짜 아름다운 작품
대거와
들어갑니다.
Waka Waka. Blink. Tank.
네, 이리 와, 내가 다 꽂아버려. 여기 둘째, 기자.
또 대박.
왼쪽 다, 왼쪽 다.
대박.
네, 왼쪽 다.
Fisher. Evermore. DPS.
깼죠?
네.
대기부터 몇 프로야? 96%야?
들어가서
야, 내가 이겼어.
근데 유민 선수가
Rascal. Support. Luffy. Kongdoo, Panthera.
All right, Kongdoo Panthera. You know, some strong words from both of those teams in that video, but they have what it takes to back it up. Both of these teams coming into this match looking extremely good.
Yes, there are, of course, some things to consider about Kongdoo Panthera, some factors that we need to talk about, such as did they have the strongest group? Certainly Runaway now is in first place in Group A, but that was before they changed the roster. They looked a lot weaker at that time. And the other thing to consider about Kongdoo is the fact that because they have 3-0'd all of their opponents, it means they have not played an escort map yet, but even weirder, Doa, they have never picked a map. And if you think about that,
That's true.
we have no idea what their strong maps are or what they consider their strong maps because control has always been random, and because they win every game, their opponents are always picking maps, and they're winning on those maps. So I really hope we get to see Kongdoo Panthera lose a map tonight so we can see what it is that they feel are their strengths, because frankly, we just don't know right now.
I mean, I would be shocked if we didn't see this go to at least 4 maps, if
Yeah.
not all the way. I mean, this is one I'm pretty much expecting to go the distance unless we get really surprised by one of these teams. So I think you're going to get your wish.
It's just a quirk of the way that we select maps in this tournament that
Right.
if you are sweeping everything, you never actually pick a map, which is really
Hey,
weird.
Well,
but-
if you're winning, who cares, right? Well, let's learn a bit about LW Blue.
LW Blue. Tank.
끝나니까 싸우러 들어가는 LW 블루고요.
Janus.
너무 많아 상대방이 어렵고요.
네,
놓고
자, 내고, 자, 자, 자,
빵에 높겠다는 생각.
세벨비 되지 않고
세벨비,
둘,
이 킬이면 이거-
세벨비 셋.
Meko. DPS.
왜요 지금?
안 되면
Flower.
아프다가 안 됩니다.
좋죠.
킬러 하나 끌었어요. 자, 이러면 기회는 찬스가 많나요?
맞았어요.
네.
하는데 네, 하지만 뒤가 없었고요.
네, 하나
Sebyalbi. Support. Gambler. Luna. LW Blue.
All right, well, LW Blue winning big at IM Gyeonggi, getting second in their group. But overall, that was a really, really tough group. I mean, again, you look at the groups, Kongdoo Panthera, not so tough. LW Blue, nightmare hell group.
Yeah, exactly. And not to mention that they were going through a lot of drama at the time too with the LW team.
That's true.
So I'm not sure they were actually that able to mentally focus on practice at the time. Obviously, that could be said of Lunatic High. I don't think either of those teams were necessarily at their peak strength. But this is LW Blue with some time to let that fade away a little bit, refocus on the game. And I love the way they play. And when we hear those interviews and you hear about Gambler, who has been the team captain, who is there at the group draw for the team, and how well that they feel they coordinate, you really see that in their target selection. And I think what's so scary about LW Blue is that they play more Zenyatta than basically anybody else. Luna, the former Samsung League of Legends player, now turned support here in Overwatch, runs that Zenyatta all the time. And they as a team, with Genji and with Tracer, are very fast at following up on target calls and bursting one person down to open up a team fight. And if they can get that rolling here as they have in the past, it is very hard to beat them on their approach to you because you often find yourself on defense fighting in a 5v6 immediately.
I mean, they've got great dive. They've got triple tank if they need to use that too. But with the Zenyatta that you mentioned, gives them a bit of a leg up on the triple tank that we know Kongdoo Panthera plays all the time. Discorder makes a big difference.
Yeah, Sabielbia, you will see the Roadhog here, but certainly one of the stronger Tracer players in Apex. And Waka Waka has also shown that besides playing off-tank, he's still a mean Pharah player as well. So we've seen Rascal go with the Pharah, we've seen Waka Waka play the Pharah. Both of these teams have such great flexibility. Kongdoo Panthera, they even love running triple tank on Mei. When we watch them play Assault or Hybrid, they love having Rascal on that Mei and playing a very tanky, turtley style.
I mean, that's one of the exciting things. Perhaps the most exciting about this best of 5 is that we've got two teams that are so adaptable and can change their comps on the fly like that. Should be a lot of good sort of move, counter move action going on within the rounds.
Yeah. It's going to be, like the hero selections and the team composition should be absolutely wild in this series because of how versatile both of these rosters are.
Let's start things off on Lijiang Tower for our control map.
Both of these teams are undefeated on control. Obviously, Kongdoo Panthera is undefeated on everything. But the control, I think, is going to be some pretty nice fireworks for us to get started with immediately.
I mean, it's going to be a battle of DPS. Tanks, obviously.
Yeah, only one win for each of these teams on Lijiang Tower, 1-0, both of them. Had a pretty even distribution of those control maps.
All right, well, getting a win here is huge to get a big lead in a best of 5 like this. Let's see who can do it. Kongdoo Panthera versus Lunatic High. Time to get into map number 1 and see who gets that early lead. Welcome to Lijiang Tower. You know, it's kind of dangerous to put like a old school like wooden tower on the top of a big skyscraper.
Is it? How is it dangerous? You just build it on there.
I mean, the wind is a lot higher up there, right? So you really have to build it sturdy, otherwise that thing's going to tip over.
That's true. Yeah. We don't really know how high up it is, though. It sort of looks like it's at the base of the tower, no?
I mean,
it's like
a
big tower behind it.
I want to say it's like halfway up.
Okay.
Because, I mean, when you fall off of it, you still fall a long way, remember? So it's got to be fairly high up there.
Aw.
Ooh,
the Season
flare.
3 sprays just to the Roadhog at the end.
Thank you, it says on the left.
Yep.
Yes, thank you. That's adorable naked Roadhog.
Right, well, Rascal going to be on the Soldier, Evermore, of course, on his signature Roadhog pickup, and LW Blue going for the dive composition, as we've seen them do so many times, but Luna will not be on the Zenyatta on Guarded.
This is a tough round to run Zenyatta on, so no surprise there seeing him on the Ana. Evermore pops Mako out of the suit early on. And so far, so good for LW Blue. They've got Kongdoo Panthera bottled up a little bit on that bridge, although Kongdoo Panthera is striking back now.
Yeah, but look at that. Look how fast the ultimate came up, actually, from Janus. He's actually just going crazy right now with the Primal Rage.
Oh, he got the
and he
knockoff
gets
on
going to get
Rascal.
Rascal, but they lose the point as everybody falls back, and he's going to have to get out of there getting hit by the Biotic Grenade. Bit of a weird fight, but Sabiolbe's going to grab one onto Bling.
Takes on Bling with the Pulse Bomb. Meanwhile, Waka Waka has the Nano Boost. Trying to stay alive on the point, but he's going to get surrounded. Flower comes in with the Dragon Blade. Man, this is action-packed already. Nice reflect on the whole hog into Evermore, and Flower showing his strength right away.
Well, getting the whole hog down, too, is a major win. So 20% on the cap there for Kongdoo Panthera, but quickly turned around, and Kongdoo definitely used a lot more in terms of ultimates on that defense. Starting to work their way up to the sound barrier. Now Rascal has the tack visor.
Now going to try to loop around from the side. He's got the Winston shield to keep him safe for the moment. Looking for some kills, not finding any, as LW Blue does have the sound barrier. Rascal moving back towards the point now. LW Blue still building that control percent. Flower and Sabiolbe, though, coming back in with a vengeance. He's got the Pulse Bomb.
Where did Luna's Nano Boost go, I think, is the real question in that fight. It could have gone onto Winston, and then he got booped off.
Oh, Evermore got low, but not low enough. Kills for Kongdoo Panthera as they try to flip this point again, but LW Blue has been very hard to dislodge here. Finally taking him out.
Yeah, but there's still a Primal Raging Winston on the point.
Janus again, that's his second Primal Rage of the round now. Sabiolbe pushed away, and that should be enough.
By the way, it is absolutely crazy that with 70% on this point combined, that Janus has already got 2 Primal Rages.
Yeah.
I mean, they are both of these teams have been excellent about charging up their ults quickly and getting the necessary damage down.
Well, it's amazing how many ults we've seen in this round in general.
It's a big difference compared to the last map.
Oh, yeah, no kidding. All right, over the top comes Janus again, and Sabiolbe goes down very quickly. Rascal helping out with that kill. Sleep Dart comes through for Luffy. Meanwhile, Rascal pops Mako out of the Diva suit. So Kongdoo Panthera holding the point for the moment.
Yeah, Mako is going to take a trip off the edge of the map to reset his Diva suit, knowing that they had lost that fight based on Rascal getting the quick pick onto Sabiolbe. Flower be jumping across here with the Dragon Blade, trying to get a flank, and Sabiolbe going for an optimistic Pulse Bomb, gets damage but no kill.
Meanwhile, Rascal with the tack visor. A little bit dangerous. There's the self-destruct. LW Blue just trying to buy themselves some positioning as Kongdoo Panthera tries to come back in. Rascal bouncing around the outside right now. Waka Waka's got to get out of there. And they've got the Nano Boost onto the Genji, but no kills yet for Flower. No, that didn't work out. Rascal survives with 7 health.
Very close duel. Waka Waka is going to get desuited. Pops the self-destruct, and that will get him a little bit of time on the point here, but it's Waka Waka successfully zoning out the rest of LW Blue. So Kongdoo holding on and into the 90% range. Sabiolbe has yet another Pulse Bomb, but that is the only ult available for either team, and they've got to get onto that point.
Oh, it's OT. They're in now. Sabiolbe looking for the Pulse Bomb, going after the supports maybe in the back. We'll see. Gets it
stick
onto Fissure. That's some decent damage. Janus does go down. Evermore, though.
Great bionic grenade. That was
works.
Really nicely done, but they still don't have anybody on the point, Doa.
Well, full hold, or a whole hog, whole something. I don't know. Evermore's going to go down, and it's still OT. LW Blue dives back onto the point right now. Luna still alive somehow, some way. And with Sabiolbe going down, I don't think Luna's going to last much longer. But then again, Nano Boost onto Janus as he comes in on the Winston, and he's got the Primal Rage. They can delay this for a long time. They might actually be able to flip this. They've just got to get rid of Fissure, and there's not a ton of damage on him.
Well, this first point is certainly delivered. Mako.
No kidding. Now there's a Primal Rage for Fissure.
The self-destruct up.
Evermore's back again, trying to get the hooks. Waiting for it. Mako popped out of the suit, pops at a self-destruct, and to go down before he can resuit again.
Great Winston barrier on that. That actually makes it so they can stay on the point and get the kill onto the Diva as she desuits. So after a very back and forth, really action-packed point on Garden, Kongdoo Panthera going to take it.
Yeah. Wow, what a first round. I think that's going to be kind of indicative of what we're going to see in this best of 5.
Well, when you see 2 very high-level teams facing off against each other, you will see those ults generate quickly because it's hard if you're coordinated for a player to die because your healers are in the right location, your tanks are taking most of the damage, and so you're able to maintain these long skirmishes with efficient tanking and efficient healing while the DPS is getting a lot of damage in at the same time. So a lot of ultimates built up quickly in those scenarios. No big picks that are really turning the fight without a lot of contesting. I'm going to go on to Control Center here.
That's right. Flower back on the Genji, of course, as they fight the high ground battle. Evermore looking for hooks, just trying to blast down that Reinhardt shield as fast as he can. Flower gets the pick on the Rascal. Yeah, big pick to start things off with. Fissure responds, though. Janus goes down, so LW Blue without a Reinhardt shield at the moment.
Okay, they're still trying to at least get some damage down while the Reinhardt shield advantage is in their favor, but that nano, or biotic grenade rather, on Waka Waka makes him easy pickings, and Rascal has to sprint backwards now and sacrifice that point.
LW Blue will get the control percent rolling early. Flower nearly has that nano blade already.
He's letting his team know, got a lot of damage down with the Genji while everybody from Kongdoo is stacked up in the corridor.
One big thing is that Luffy way ahead on the nano boost percentage than Luna is right now, but that may change as this fight comes in. Panthera diving forward. Meko going to drop the Graviton Surge immediately. Flower with the Dragon Blade looking for the support kills. Meko's got it covered, man. And LW Blue going to defend in style.
I mean, certainly you can use that nano boost immediately, but they have wanted to hold on for a little longer to that one. Rascal was able to build up a tack visor as a result, but LW Blue should be able to weather the storm by either using the whole hog or the sound barrier just to eliminate Rascal from the fight.
So you'll be just pushing everybody back with the whole hog. LW Blue just buying time. They're up to 50 control percent now.
I'm not sure you really needed the nano boost there. I think you probably could have just whole hogged and pushed them back for the time.
Probably. Rascal coming in with the attack visor now, but not finding any kills with that. Big Earth Shatter from Janus, but they can't follow it up. He's too low health. He goes down. And now Kongdoo Panthera going to use that opportunity to push into the point right now, and it's looking pretty good. Waka Waka with the kill on Luna. It looks like Kongdoo Panthera going to finally get some control percent rolling if they can finish off this fight. A couple stragglers that are lasting. LW Blue holding on to this one. But if they can take out Janus, which they can, that should be it. Yep, they do flip it.
That's, I think, an overcommitment there, especially with the Earth Shatter, when, like you said, there was not going to be follow-up damage, and the shield was so close to breaking from Janus, so he couldn't walk forward and actually use the CC that he had earned.
Right.
So now LW Blue going to be playing around the Nano Boost and the Zarya ultimate again, but they have to walk through this first.
Oh boy, Kongdoo Panthera on the defensive, and Flower already too with the Dragon Blade, looking for another. There goes Waka Waka. LW Blue storming back.
That was actually a reflected ultimate from Waka Waka. So
yeah.
Flower reflected it and then came in with the Dragon Blade. And yeah, you get style points for that, buddy.
Absolutely.
I give it to you. Because
Take a
Mako
break.
was so close to that. But the reflected Zarya ultimate, absolutely wonderful from LW Blue.
They're already up to 90 control percent now. They might be able to tie up Yuzhang Tower right here.
I mean, you get two Zarya ults in a row. That's like a massive win for you.
It helps a bit. There's another one coming in. Mako nearly gets picked off by the Roadhog. Flower already with another kill with that dash. Nano boost. LW Blue trying to take it back. And yeah, Janus just cleaning house with that Reinhardt, and that will be it. LW Blue tying it up. They take control center.
Well, really helps you close out the map when you reflect one Zarya ult and have one immediately for the next fight. Yeah. LW Blue looking strong, and Flower showing up with the big plays. Rascal and Flower are certainly delivering in this series so far at Lijiang Tower. This is going to be some wonderful Overwatch in this best of 5.
Going to go to Night Market now to decide this one. And so far, this series has absolutely delivered.
Exciting stuff.
These are two teams that are just on another level, I think, here in Korea.
Well, now, are they going to make any changes? Looks like Kongdoo really wants to continue running the same composition they had on Control Center. LW Blue, same deal. So Zabiobi will maintain on the Roadhog, and Flower not going to be doing anything but Genji, looks like, in our first control map.
Yeah. Rascal up top of that 76, as we saw. Going to the point, but LW Blue has taken the defensive position early on.
Yeah, they have a pretty big advantage in terms of Reinhardt shield right now, so they're going to be able to push in. And
hook onto Fissure. They got to capitalize. So Fissure dancing his way out of the point. The fight's kind of scattered right now. Janus goes down. It was a nice hook on the LW Blue side. He'll be delivering there. Evermore, though, looking for a bit more. Oh, he gets the
Great hook.
Gets the kill onto Luna. I think that one went through Sabiobi's legs or something there. It looked like Rascal. Oh! Eliminated before he has a chance to really put his ultimate to use.
Maybe a bit over eager, because now they're dealing with Mako, who's already built up a Graviton Surge. And once his allies get back, this might be a pretty big nightmare scenario. He's going to try and curve around because he wants to use it when they respawn and walk through this choke point. Good patience. Evermore has been isolated from the rest of his team. And we have 100 charge Zarya that's about to use this ultimate. And they also have a Nano Boost and a Dragon Blade. So LW Blue in excellent position at the moment.
I mean, absolutely, that was a bit overeager for that TAC Visor to come out, and Kongdoo may pay for it. There's another Graviton Surge as Flower comes back in with the Dragon Blade yet again. Pushes everybody out.
A sound barrier used. He doesn't really get a whole lot. They get Evermore, but for 3 ults, that was pretty minimal damage.
It's a big commitment. I think they were expecting a bigger fight there, but the sound barrier especially seemed like a bit of a overreach.
Yeah, Kongdoo.
Oh, goodbye, Rascal. Nice hook by Sabiolbi.
Yeah, that's actually clutch because that's going to get them about 10 to 15 more percent when they were already at an ult advantage. So these hooks are so important for LW Blue because they were at such an ult economy disadvantage. Those 2 hooks are probably going to get them back into this match when it comes to finishing it out quickly because otherwise they were looking at some very powerful pushes by Kongdoo.
You know, it's Sabiolbi getting these hooks too, not Evermore. The arguably the best Roadhog player on the ladder right now, and fantastic one in tournaments too, but he is not making the plays this time around, coming in with the whole hog as Kongdoo Panthera tries to take back the point. Only 1 ult to work with though. Janus dies, and Kongdoo Panthera looks like they may be able to flip it after all.
Yeah, I mean, they will flip it, Doa, but you are so happy if you're LW Blue. You misused your ultimates, you overcommitted, and then you get the 2 picks that allow you to get some more control point, and then Kongdoo has to use 4 ults to try and attack the point. LW Blue, in the meantime, can set up for a 6-ult push. They have so much time to get that control control percentage back.
Hey, you're right. I mean, you can definitely take this one slow if you're LW Blue. You don't need to go into the ults right now. Just take your time, build it up. They're only at 25 control percent right now.
Luffy looking for the cheeky sleep dart.
Yeah.
Not going to get it.
Not going to happen, though, yeah. Graviton Surge, LW Blue will go for it. They've got the whole hog. Earthshatter comes in return, but the counter Earthshatter from LW Blue, and they may have it. Mako with the Nano Boost now on that Zarya. Not a lot of charge, but he's getting the damage done anyway. And they will retake it, 97%. And
no
that may be
contest.
it. Nobody can get there in time, and LW Blue will take Lijiang Tower.
Not only that, Doa, but they came out of that fight still having the Dragon Blade and the sound barrier, which were built up during the confrontation. So great initiation there. Flower was caught out at the start by the Earthshatter, while everybody else was behind Janus' shield, but they were able to counter Earthshatter and turn it around by using the Nano Boost onto the Zarya. Mako's having he had a great match. The Zarya play on control was certainly something to behold, especially when coupled with his synergy with the Genji ultimates from Flower.
Sabiolbi coming out hot as well, man.
Yep.
I mean, that Roadhog, he was getting hook after hook after hook, and great start for LW Blue, but honestly, pretty awesome play from both teams. It was minor mistakes that determined that one.
Let's be real. We knew this series was going to deliver in a big way.
Yeah. Absolutely. I feel like we've seen more ults in this series than in this map than we saw in the entire last series.
I mean, if you point to one of the starting quarterfinal matches that was going to be on paper the best series of either group, it was going to be this one.
Easily. Let's see where we're going next. Mbani, Hollywood, Eichenwald. I suppose we should mention too that is Kongdoo Panthera's first map loss of the tournament.
And as a result, their first map selection
Yeah.
of the tournament, and that is going to be Numbani. They have played on Numbani once so far this season, and they destroyed on it. They full held and took point A in 42 seconds.
It's not bad. Not bad. It's about as good as it gets, you know?
Yeah, so good stuff. Sabiolbi is popping off in the booth right now.
Yeah, I gotta say, our voiceover guy, he had an amazing time saying waka waka. You can tell. He's like, waka waka.
I appreciated that he
So
said Janus' name is Janus, which is how you pronounce it in real Latin.
Wow.
Nice.
But is it how you pronounce it in Overwatch?
No, we would say Janus in English. We're talking about the Roman god.
Well, there you go. Well, time to see some other gods. The gods of Overwatch. As we move into map number 2, let's go to Numbani and see who takes it. You know, I get it, but I also feel like I should see Neo fighting some agents to that music or something like that too. I don't know.
Definitely.
What are you chuckling about over there?
I have a cool Latin fact for you. You ready?
I'm ready.
I know you love my cool
Yeah.
Shakespeare / Latin facts on the broadcast.
I'm so ready.
So if you really, you know, the Romans were known for being highly bureaucratic, right?
Yeah.
Not great artists, great bureaucrats.
Sure.
So in the spirit of true bureaucracy, did you know that in Latin there is no word for yes, but there is a word for no?
What?
Yeah.
Well, what do you say when you want to say yes?
So if you basically just repeat the verb that the person said to you, so you're like, can I buy this shirt? Then the response has to be like, you can buy this shirt. We're looking at the shirts in the shop right there. But no is just
You're
no.
buying it.
So they were very efficient in their bureaucratic ability to say no and basically didn't even have a way to say yes.
Wow. Well, party of no has a whole new meaning now, doesn't it?
It certainly does.
Man.
Well, enough about that. It will be Gambler.
I'm sitting in the flowers.
Gambler on the Torbjorn for the defense.
Alrighty. LW Blue emotions riding high after that early map win. And the Gambler Torbjorn, we'll see how it works out against Waka Waka's Farah. We have seen more Farah from him. Rascal generally has been sticking to the other DPS pick for this team. Waka was the only Farah player last match.
Okay.
Ooh, Rascal goes down early. That's a Torbjorn turret for you.
Repositioned.
Yep.
Very quickly there. Gambler getting some pretty healthy charge out of that. Look at Gambler scrunching his face up as the teams will reset. Waka Waka is trying to do what poke damage he
He's
can.
like, well, building a turret is a mechanical thing, so technically I'm winning the mechanical battle too.
The mechanic war.
Yeah.
All right, Waka Waka to come back around, see if he can get a line on. Very rare, again, under push there for Kongdoo Panthera. They take a lot of risks on a doorway
Waka
that can be
Waka.
easily spammed, but he is going to get the turret.
All right, that's something. Gets the heals.
All right, regrouping in the
Nearly died.
upper hallways behind the point, but that doesn't actually, of course, help you take the point.
Save me, mommy. That's a reference to Farah and Anna. I don't literally need to be saved right now. I'm okay. Fisher takes down the turret early. Waka Waka splitting up LW Blue pretty effectively. Kongdoo Panthera may be able to make a push out of this. He does go down. And Gambler, yeah, not able to stay alive. There's the
Runs into
Season 3
Evermore.
spray. Yeah, I think he's got one too. Oh, Nano Boost. Wow, that was a very optimistic Nano Boost on the Mako. I don't know about that one.
Yeah,
That's ugly.
that's definitely a feel bad nano boost. Everybody from LW Blue got super separated in that fight and caught way down the road. It looked like they were attempting to stop the reinforcements from coming through while everybody else from Kongdoo Panthera was in those upper hallways, but they couldn't get the crucial kills. And yeah, that Gambler needs to be done with the Torbjorn. Never even got the Molten Core for the defense,
Wow,
and
they
it's just a stall right now.
Yeah, they're buying a lot of time here on the payload, actually.
Yeah.
Finally, LW Blue has to relinquish control over the payload, and Kongdoo Panthera will get it going. But they bought a little bit of time.
Well, a little bit. Jonas is going to have to switch to the Reinhardt. We should see the same thing from Kongdoo Panthera eventually, but with Fisher so close to the Primal Rage, they'll probably just try and ride out their 6 ults straight through point B.
I mean, at least it's a delay if you hop on the payload and start
Oh yeah, and you can
flailing
push.
your arms
Yeah,
around.
you could push people off of it, you know. So you're going to feel okay in that scenario, just to make sure you get that. Evermore is playing a bit of a risky game.
Sure.
And
That got
his,
he
didn't ult.
It looked like he was about to, but he didn't. He still got it. Oh, waiting for a sleep dart. Decides to put Anna to sleep instead. Meanwhile, Flower just swinging around in the air.
I mean, the fact, though, is that actually LW Blue was able to win that fight despite Kongdoo Panthera having 6 ults. So they really failed when it came to capitalizing on a flank, and they could never find the actual angle to go in because the Diva was there threatening Evermore. So Kongdoo Panthera uses 2 ultimates right there, but they don't actually get any ground on the payload, so that's pretty disappointing.
Well, payload's moving now. Waka Waka's got that barrage ready to go. Evermore going to dive in from the side. There we go. Graviton Surge used successfully this time, right into the barrage. 1 kill. Echo popped out, going to pop the self-destruct. Gets the kill on a Rascal, actually. Couldn't get to cover in time. And so Biolby fighting off this Anna. How about that?
Wow.
Payload's going to not move quite yet.
Yada just taking that duel and using the Biotic Grenade to make sure the Biotic field, Biotics canceling out Biotics there.
Just hashtag just Biotics things.
Flower actually staying alive for a long time.
Yes, so, yeah.
And he's delaying this cart push
Get the kills
very
too, man.
effectively before Rascal finally is able to shut him down.
Yeah. Panthera pushing ahead now.
This is pretty good. 2 minutes have been taken off the clock now in the streets phase. Kongdoo Panthera will finally make it up to point B, but not anywhere near as fast as it should have been considering their massive ult advantage. They absolutely could have snowballed super hard off of point A until they messed up and allowed LW Blue to win that first fight. So if you're LW Blue, you're pretty happy about that because you bought enough time that now the ult economy should swap over into your favor, and we should see a long hold here on point C.
3:20 or so on the clock right now.
Yeah, LW Blue should be feeling pretty good.
Janus has the Earth Shatter in just a moment. Nice fire strike in the middle of everything. And Kongdoo Panthera has to be careful turning this corner.
So they're trying to hold the cart here because the Reinhardt can hop over to the left doorway when he needs to get that ult up. And there is a nano-bladed Genji, but he is not having an easy time finding that soldier, and he gets nothing at all. And Flower massacres the team with the help of Sabiolbi on the other side.
Wow, Gambler doing a great job of just staying alive and keeping that Genji back too. That is rough, man. Rough for Flower.
Well, feels bad if you're Kongdoo Panthera because you just got the runaround, and Sabiolbi was actually able to come around and pick up kills on the other side. Gambler will be the one playing the Zenyatta now. Usually that is reserved for Luna.
Yeah, I mean, going forward, I feel like we're really going to see a lot more of this. A lot of Zenyatta Ana rather than, swapping out the Ana for the Zen. And we've seen it twice already today.
Flower.
Yeah, that's
On
right.
McCree now.
Evermore drops the Graviton Surge. They don't get a lot out of it. They do take Mako, and the payload is moving. Meanwhile, Sabiolbi gets his nano boost, pops attack visor, but not really finding any kills just yet. Rascal gets two in the meanwhile. The other 76-1 getting all the kills. Earth Shatter, right as Janus comes in. And the defense in trouble. Kongdoo Panthera on the payload right now. Mako just trying to survive until the respawns get there, but he can't do it. And Kongdoo with a pretty quick 3-point take here.
Positioning really good on that final push for the likes of Kongdoo Panthera. Everybody was behind the shield. No good targets for the nano-boosted attack visor from LW Blue. And it means that the soldier effectively is sitting duck in that situation and not able to get onto the payload with that damage reduction either. Good push there, but that was Kongdoo Panthera's map selection, their first map that they have selected. So we hopefully expect them to do good things, and leaves them with a pretty healthy time of 1:49. Could have been faster for sure, I think, had they not messed up pretty badly in that streets phase. But you'll take it.
Yeah, sure. I mean, anytime you can get 3 points on any sort of payload map, you're feeling pretty good.
All right, we may see Flower back on the Pharah. Pharah becoming increasingly common for teams to use on point A attack here on Numbani. We see it very regularly these days, as opposed to the start of the season where it was more uncommon.
And what's Kongdoo Panthera going to bring out?
They're going to stay with the Zenyatta. That would be an unusual selection for a defense on Numbani. No, he's not. Okay.
You're going to see so much dive on defense on Numbani that it's really hard to keep the Zenyatta alive.
All right, back to Torbjorn, though, for Bling. Single support. Rascal, again, we talked about this coming into this series. Kongdoo Panthera really likes to run triple tank in May on assault or hybrid defense for the first point. Now, I'm not a May defense fan on this map because I think it's too risky because it does very well against Reinhardt compositions that want to slowly push through the doorway on the high ground. But if you're playing against a dive composition, which LW Blue are masters at, and they're going to run the Pharah, like, May doesn't do much of anything at all. So I get skeptical about this, though. We saw the rock, paper, scissors be lost in this way by Lunatic High, actually.
Whoa! That did not work out like Luna was hoping.
Left-click headshot.
Yeah.
And
Luna on the 76, which is not something you see a whole lot. But
yep, they are going to run single support with a Lucio. This is quite...
trying the triple DPS.
Yeah, it's quite strange from LW Blue, but Luna definitely
I mean, it's... Oh! He was so close.
He got
Did
it.
he get him?
He got
it. Blig.
Wow.
Thought we were going to see Mountaineer Torbjorn there for a second stay on the cliff, but no, he slid off. Just didn't have the stamina to hold on, I guess. And
Well, that's going to be it.
Blue diving in, and yeah, might be tough to hold the point at this point.
And now everybody trapped behind the wall. Oh, so sad.
I'm so happy if you're Flower.
Yeah, Evermore and Rascal getting trapped behind their own wall from the Farah flank. Wow, Flower is so good, Doa. What an amazing player.
Yes, he is. And Luna is not a great 76, but he tried hard.
It was a little bit silly for him to die in that circumstance.
He gets the participation ribbon for that attack.
Luna's like, okay, I'm back on.
I was there.
Back out on it, guys.
It's my DPS
No
debut.
worries.
I'm going to go and immediately die to a Torbjorn turret 1v1.
Okay, when you have Flower, he'll just hard carry you even if you do die to the 1v1 versus the Torbjorn at extreme range.
That's the idea. Feels good. Either way, Kongdoo Panthera, seeing what type of defense they can put together here on the second point. Rascal knocked off the high ground. There's a barrage from Flower already. Yeah, just taking down Fissure, getting rid of a tank, and unleashing Sabiolbi into the backlines. But no, Rascal will get the kill on that 76.
Sabiolbi, really interesting to see him on the Genji. This is definitely not a hero that he is known for, but showing again the versatility of these rosters that we have in play in this quarterfinal matchup.
Swapping onto the Roadhog now, so going back to something he's a bit more used to. And Soldier has a bad day. Bye. Yeah, thanks for playing.
Gets the wave there as he is slept and then destroyed.
That was a very quick point B taken by LW Blue.
Yeah, well, they just snowballed so hard off of that first point. Barely any ult charge was gained by Kongdoo Panthera. And that's really what should have happened with Kongdoo Panthera on the attack last time if they hadn't botched it.
Well, that's what happens sometimes. Evermore waiting for the hooks. See, no, he's just going to use that whole hog, I suppose, to push people back. Wow, they are really desperate to buy time if they're using the whole hog here.
I think that they are aware that they're close to having the tac visor in conjunction with the nano boost, so they need time to get that. They have to stabilize somehow in this matchup, and using the whole hog is not too much of a commitment for sure. So Luffy
comes back pretty quick. Here comes the push though. Rascal using that tac visor with the nano boost like we thought. Sound barrier preventing him from really getting some kills. There's the Graviton Surge though. Sabiolbi ends up getting the kill on the Fissure at the beginning of that. Now Flower looking for victims. Oh, he gets hooked though. Nice hook by Evermore.
Man, as good as Mako's Gravitons have been in this series, that one was terrible. No, why would you even Earth Shatter there? Well, he gets two.
He wants some kills,
all right,
man,
I guess
why.
he had the backup.
Yeah.
Sabiolbi was there to follow up with a hook, and they are going to be able to push it, so it turned out to be a very good Shatter, excuse me.
There you go.
The backup coming in, knew that they were there, had the charge up, so they get two quick picks off of the charge and the hook.
Speaking of Earth Shatters, Fissure ready to try to drop his. Has to wait out that Reinhardt shield though.
Yeah, he's losing the shield war, which is always hard to make sure you get that optimal Shatter. Flower with the barrage, just popping around the side, checking for people at the moment. Fires a rocket through, waiting for everybody to reset on the team. He wants to go around the side by himself, but he needs to know where everybody is.
Whoa,
Shatter gonna miss.
Comes in, but the Graviton Surge doing work. Kills for Kongdoo Panthera, and LW Blue has to run for it.
LW Blue, though, still fine on time. They have 3 minutes and 45 seconds. They do get team wiped. Fissure was actually knocked away from his own Earth Shatter there by the concussive blast from Flower's Farah. And Mako nearly up. Hopefully he can get a better Graviton Surge than he did in the last fight. Panthera has a lot of tools, though.
And it's going to be a while before Luna has Nano Boost on the LW Blue side, too. So they may struggle to push this for another minute or two.
Yeah, especially when the tac visor is up and the sound barrier as well.
Right.
Yeah. So any attack that's thrown at them by LW Blue can be absorbed by the sound barrier.
Here we go.
Drop
LW
down.
Blue coming in. Flower over the top. If they can set up a good barrage for him, maybe they can finish this one off, but no such luck yet. They've only got the whole hog to work with, and they've got the sound barrier too. All right, trying to separate the team. There's Flower, Mako diving in. Fissure does go down very early. There's the sound barrier now. They think this is a fight they can win, and with that barrage, only gets one. Rascal gets one with the tac visor. He's got the nano boost too. And LW Blue able to push his payload.
They're going to get it?
That may be it. Yeah, that's going to be it. 2:29 left on the clock. Nearly a full minute ahead of Kongdoo.
So even though the Pharah is knocked out of the air during the barrage by the nano-boosted attack visor, again, the Reinhardt positioning in a way where there aren't really a lot of great ways to follow up with other kills in spite of the commitment of 2 ultimates. So a lot more time now for LW Blue when it comes to capping this point A. I love these time bank games, though. It's so exciting when both teams are able to push through absolutely everything, and we get to see the adaptation on the same map. So both teams using Torbjorn. Now there is not a Torbjorn in sight for LW Blue. Flower on the Genjis. Pretty typical 2-2-2 composition with a lot of mobility for this high ground.
Yep.
Not going to be running a Reinhardt.
And so Kongdoo back on the attack again. This time around, it looks like, yeah, they'll just keep Waka Waka on the Pharah most likely, and Rascal on the Genji, not a big surprise there. Just going for some dive. A little bit of dive and some rockets raining from above.
Yeah, it's Kongdoo Panthera doesn't have enough dive, though, to actually deal with LW Blue effectively, because LW Blue will always have a 3 versus 2 unless a pick happens in the dive between Fisher and Rascal. So Waka Waka has to soften up the targets first before the dive goes in. You really need to get some good rockets down before you commit to a fight.
Yep, that's the plan. Here we go. Kongdoo Panthera with about 1:40 now to get as far as they can on this map. Taking point A is going to be crucial. Waka Waka with some early rockets down the corridor. He's going in deep.
Yeah,
be careful with this. Flower Janus very, very low on the LW Blue side of things. But Mako, the first one getting the kill. Kongdoo responds. Janus does go down.
I'm shocked Rascal is alive right now. He was incredibly low, and now Soldier going to try and duel him out.
He's on the biotic field, waits out the reflect, turns around. Rascal chasing him, and Flower could be in trouble, or Sabiobi could be in trouble. There's a heal, and he's got to run. Rascal can't complete it. And LW Blue.
Too many people repositioning into the upper hall. Very good response, but that's what I mean about LW Blue. Look how fast the teammates came to help him in those corridors, and Safiobli played that beautifully, staying alive.
Oh, that tack visor is really going to ruin the day of Kongdoo Panthera as well. Nano Boost comes a little bit late. Fisher does finally go down, and LW Blue still standing strong on the point. Flower takes out Bling. They got to keep Janus alive, but they've got enough heals on him now to do that. And with only about 30 seconds to go, Kongdoo Panthera needs to make this next attack work.
But guess what, Doa? Now they have an ult advantage. Look at what they're working with. They've got a big nano blade to use, and the nano boost and tack visor were used on the last defense by LW Blue. So watch Gambler's timing on the sound barrier. Can Kongdoo Panthera make the ult combo work? Here we go.
Here we go. He's got to use that sound barrier now. There it is, coming in. Rascal's going to have a hard time finding targets. Bling already going down, so LW Blue with a good defense so far. Loon and Sabiobi picking up kills. They're up on the high ground. There's no one can really get up there.
We're going to get some Zarya charge as he takes out the self-destructing mech. And now, with Janus already on the ultimate, will just bat away the Grandma.
LW Blue, full holds. Good start. They've got more time now.
That was a great timing on the sound barrier. They knew exactly what was coming, considering they had just used their own tack visor and their own nano boost. There aren't kills able to be really gained by the ultimate combination. They were very spread out as well, preventing any kind of chain Genji dashing through multiple members, and then with that self-destruct, zoning everybody off the point and fracturing the attack that we saw there from Kongdoo.
Yep. Here we go. LW Blue with 2:29 on the clock to take point A, and if they can do that, they'll win this one, and they'll put themselves up 2-0 in this series.
Evermore going to be on the Roadhog, so no more May, which I think is a smart idea. I really like May can be either tremendously strong on point A defense on Numbani, or it can be super weak, and it really all depends on where if they're going to push with a Reinhardt and a lot of tanks or not. And I think it's just too much of a risk to take.
Yeah, probably seem that way.
So Luna back on the Soldier. They're going to do it again. They're going to triple DPS one more time.
I like it.
No more Torbjorn to 1v1 Luna, though.
Hey, I mean, Luna, you know, on that Soldier 76, it's a lot like Ana. You know, if Ana only healed herself and had rockets, I guess. Not a sniper rifle, but it's pretty much identical.
And spread and fall off damage.
Yeah, pretty much identical, like I said. Obvious.
Okay.
Flower sneaking through.
And same look that he's giving this time. He's not going to see it. Sabiobi and
No
Luna
torque.
somehow
Uh-oh.
dive both to Evermore.
How?
One of those was a hook, and the
How
other one
did that
was
happen?
them walking through a corridor, which is really easy for Evermore to hook into when you don't have a Reinhardt to walk in there first.
Yeah, right click.
I just
may
don't.
have,
I don't understand why. Okay, Luna switches now,
There we
and
go.
Flower on the 76. I don't understand why they continue to take these low ground approaches when they don't have a Reinhardt. And as I say that, Jonas thinks twice of it. So they're going to change. They don't see the Mei. That's why they're changing now.
Yeah.
So
Here we go. Ready to go to the point. There's another hook. Ooh, man, he got Sabiobi very low. Sabiobi falls. Rascal finishing off that kill. And Kongdoo Panthera with a nice hold so far.
just barely outside of the range of the Reinhardt shield. They're going to try and move onto the high ground right now, but everybody jumping into the corridor. Flower getting a lot of ult charge, actually, by firing downward, and he's getting still behind, though, when it comes to the attack visor.
Way behind. LW Blue on the high ground, just trying to buy time for their people to come
Good
back.
charge.
Yeah, Waka Waka getting a little lower. Fissure does go down to that charge, like you mentioned.
Well, they had 4 people up there, so Fissure running up, or jumping up on the Winston, rather, maybe not the best idea. And Sabiobi misses the hook, but they're still winning the fight.
I mean, Sabiobi got the kill they needed to get. Rascal pops out the attack visor, though. He can get out with that. There, speaking of getting the hooks you need to get, that helped out. Janus gets him with the fire strike, and that is it. LW Blue take point A, and they're going to take Nimbani.
Up 2-0 now, LW Blue. It's been close. It was a 2-1 for them on the first map, and that one went into the time bank. But LW Blue showing how strong they are. I love the fact that they swapped up so quickly and readily after that first failed attack.
Yeah.
Because they've done their homework. They know Kongdoo Panthera likes to play Mei on this defensive point. So you anticipate that the Mei is going to be coming through again, and you don't want to run the Reinhardt into that, because basically you waddle through one of those doorways either on the high or low ground, and then you get cut off from the rest of your team and life sucks for you. But if you don't see that Mei, which they didn't, why not just go ahead and swap to that, get onto the point with all of the tanks, and then just force them to fight you on the low ground. Very difficult to do if you don't have a Reinhardt. And not only that, but they looked like they were going down, but they made a very smart tactical retreat, took the high ground with 4 members, waited for the respawns, and
Just so
really,
good.
yeah, it was, LW Blue, both of these teams have been playing exceptionally well.
Yeah. So Kongdoo Panthera, their first 2 map losses of the season, they find themselves 2 games down to LW Blue. When we come back from the break, we'll see if LW Blue can close it out, or if Kongdoo Panthera will get a bit of a comeback going. Don't go anywhere. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be close either way. Yeah, wait. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back to Overwatch Apex Season 2, and right now an interesting match is developing. Kongdoo Panthera, they just got their first map loss of the season, then they got their second map loss of the season, and now they are one map away from being 3-0'd by LW Blue, and I thought this one was going to be a close one. It has been a close one, but just in terms of the teams on the maps, the wins have been all LW Blue.
That's right, and we're moving into Assault. Kongdoo Panthera is, of course, flawless in Assaults as they were in their other two map types, but all of their wins have come on Hanamura. And
sure,
they will have their selection of that map if they so choose. And finally starting to learn about them. Remember, Kongdoo Panthera did pick Numbani, which prior to this they had played once this season, and in that match, and it will be Hanamura again. I'm not surprised by that. But in that match, they full held and then got point A in 42 seconds. Now, obviously, they have a loss to add to that. But when we think about the way that Kongdoo likes to play defense with the 3 tanks in the Mei, Hanamura makes a ton of sense. That is a wonderful composition for point A defense when you have the Mei walls around that choke and you're so good at running it.
Yep.
This is really going to test LW Blue's ability to push in through a choke point, and I do wonder what they are going to run.
Well, we won't have to wait too much longer. But LW Blue, coming into this one out of Group B, easily the hardest group in the tournament, and they are proving that any team that comes out of that group is going to do well in the quarterfinals. Let's see if they can close it out right here on Hanamura. Time to get in the game. Welcome to Hanamura, where Kongdoo Panthera is already taking their last stand, potentially in this best of 5. LW Blue, though, pretty happy about the way the first 2 maps have went. It's been close, but they've gotten the wins, and they've got a chance to get a pretty huge 3-0 right here. It'd be quite the statement for them to do that.
Back to Torbjorn for Gambler.
Yeah, once again.
And otherwise, looking pretty standard here. Flower reprising his role on the Genji, which he has preferred this series. Everybody just going to do the fancy hopping over the side with the charge and the Zarya. And what do we have here? Well, we've seen some very interesting ceremonies from...
I can't, there's a tree in the way. There we go.
All right. LW Blue does like to do these pre-match ceremonies.
Let's have a conversation, Like, what's our plan? It's like, well, I'm going to build a turret. And that's about it. Build a turret.
Battlefield goes down. Not their most creative one, I'll give them that. Sometimes
kind of boring.
They do some pretty funny ones, but again, we'll have time to build a turret up on the 2nd floor. Kongdoo Panthera, Waka Waka will be on the Widowmaker.
All right, here we go. Let's see if we can get the kills. It's, we've seen Torbjorn's handle Widowmakers on this map before, though. On this point, Taimu was very distracted by the Torbjorn turrets when he tried to run this hero on this point last time.
Rascal gets the turret. That's a nice start for them, but still a lot more work to be done.
Yep, everyone just kind of staying away, not getting picked off. Evermore diving in on that
Tracer. Doesn't die, but Flower gets picked off by Waka Waka, so everything going very well for Kongdoo Panthera.
Yeah, Waka Waka low on the outside, but getting a lot of damage done. Meanwhile, that control meter is building pretty fast for LW Blue.
But now they're not afraid of going out into the open anymore because Sabiolbi won the duel against Waka Waka. They can be more aggressive about how they contest this point.
Yeah, but they don't have a whole lot more time to do that. Kongdoo Panthera is so close to taking it right here, right now. They're going to give the nano boost over to Sabiolbi. Still trying to build up his tac visor, but at least they're going to be able to hold point A for the moment.
LW Blue's movements on the map and their ability to reposition themselves in disadvantageous situations and then push back is second to none. We've seen so many times where it looks like they're going to lose a fight. They lose 1 or 2 people, but they don't all die. They don't even all suicide afterwards. They're just able to back themselves into a safe corner, be able to hold out until the reinforcements come through, and then counter push very efficiently.
Yeah. Ooh, that was really close to being reflected into Waka Waka's face there. Going after the turret now, they do get it. Rascal helps out. Now the Dragon Blade comes out. He's got the Nano Boost too. And he gets 2 before he finally gets hit with the Sleep Dart.
Sabioli with attack visor going crazy on the point, though. They're going to assassinate that ninja and save themselves with a Molten Core.
It was so close too, man. Again, look at that. Can they actually complete it, though? Gambler trying to stay alive. He's got 4 health remaining. He can't quite do it. Now, they bought a lot of time, but still 6 minutes for Kongdoo Panthera to take point B.
Is Gambler going to be making a transition, though? Evermore will swap
so.
up over to the Roadhog. Gambler now onto the Lucio. And Kongdoo really doesn't have anything to capitalize with when it comes to a big ult advantage because everybody flipping up. Waka Waka goes to the Zarya, Fisher now onto the Reinhardt, Rascal on the Soldier. So it's going to be pretty slow here, slow going for Kongdoo Panthera because of how many hero switches they just made.
Slow going too if Rascal gets taken out by Sabiolbi. That does not help speed things up at all.
Yeah, LW Blue is going to be able to hold this most likely for quite some time. As long as they are patient with their ultimates, but when you see so many hero selections, you feel really good if you're LW Blue.
Oh yeah. You just get a nice amount of breathing room, which is always pretty nice to receive. Kongdoo Panthera slowly making their way up to the 3rd floor, but there's a Graviton Surge immediately for LW Blue. Focusing down, they draw out the sound barrier from Kongdoo Panthera, and Kongdoo jumping down the point. They need to try to make something out of this, and Evermore's already gotten 2 kills, so it's a good start. Sabiolbi gets 1 onto Luffy with the Helix Rockets, and LW Blue fighting back. It was looking rough at the beginning of that, but man, that was a pretty convincing team fight win when things are all said and done.
Yeah, but a point goes over to Kongdoo Panthera, which is more than they really should have been able to get because Mako's Graviton Surge, what happened was Flower was coming from the backside and trying to get the last few ticks up, few percentage points to his Dragon Blade, but he was turned on instantaneously and Bling had the sound barrier. So they waste a lot of ultimates there. Flower is going to switch himself over to the Mei, having used the Dragon Blade, but Kongdoo Panthera still wins that engagement by getting the tick and using fewer ults.
More back on the Roadhog again now. Flower on the Mei now. And do the damage he can. And that's not going to work out. Evermore gets him with the whole hog, and Rascal has the attack visor now. Hit with the Biotic Grenade, though he has to back away. And yeah, LW Blue going to hold again for the moment.
He needs to get out of there, as you say, with that healing reduction on him, no real way for him to contest or use that attack visor without worried about being bursted down quickly. LW Blue holds for the time being. Mako with another Graviton Surge already.
That's going to be pretty useful. Panthera with a couple ults. They can go for the Nano Visor if they want to. Waka Waka nearly with his own Graviton Surge. LW Blue's going to use theirs first. They trapped him with the Mei Wall. Where's the follow-up? Mako doing a ton of damage. And that combined with what Sabiolbi can put together on the 76 is going to be another solid defense for LW Blue.
Sabiolbi saves the attack visor too. Absolutely crucial. But look at these plays we're seeing from LW Blue. The flank on the Graviton didn't work last time, but you can tell they're really good at manipulating the location of Reinhardt shields because that time the wall comes down, the Reinhardt shield is forced to turn during the Graviton Surge to deal with an incoming Janus. And that means that they've got a lot of room to maneuver and work with right there when it comes to getting multiple angles down to provide damage on top of the Graviton.
Sabiolbi in a great position right now to use that attack visor if he needs to.
Yeah, Mako actually changes to the Diva.
Or just get the Nano Boost now. Yeah, they're going to take out Evermore. Already starting short-handed. Wow, we went for the attack visor too. I don't know if he really needed that, but I guess they're going to win the fight convincingly now.
He didn't actually get Earthshatter, got over the side just in the nick of time.
Yeah. Luna went down in the middle of all that as well. Rascal striking back with his own attack visor, and Kongdoo Panthera may be able to put together a decent push here. Nearing that second tick on the control meter already. Uh-oh.
Mei still there though, and the Diva now resuited and coming back in.
Yeah.
They've got a lot to work through still.
That's right, Sound Barrier is going to help them do just that though. As Flower goes down, they're going to have to handle the respawns now.
Janus needs a big Earthshatter, but
he got slept right during the animation for the Earthshatter. Didn't get it off. Gets hooked at the end. They're going to take him down. Kongdoo Panthera might get their points right here. They will. 2 points on Hanamura for them.
Good attack. They were able to get away from the nano visor by heading into the stairwell and minimizing the damage while maintaining their own tac visor and nano boost to clean up the fight immediately afterward, and then keeping Jonas off the point, chaining the sleep dart straight into the hook to kill him. So he didn't even have a chance to use the one ultimate that LW Blue had on their side. Earthshatter goes unused.
I mean, that was so clutch. He was in the air, ready to bring the hammer down, and that sleep dart hit home.
Yeah, but we see this before, Doa, even in this match. When we were watching Numbani, it looked like Kongdoo Panthera was going to, they got a good time. They managed to push it all the way through. But even so, LW Blue just came back stronger. So even though the map is completed, minute and 30 in the bank for Kongdoo Panthera, but that's a lot of time for LW Blue to work with.
I mean, that's the story of the series, right? I mean, Kongdoo Panthera's been good, LW Blue's been better. And we'll see if that holds true here on Hanamura as LW Blue gets ready to start their attack run.
And back to the Torbjorn. Both teams really liking to run that. And there is, surprisingly, not going to be a Mei. That actually really surprises me because Kongdoo has preferred to run triple tank in Mei on this point on Hanamura. But they may feel that they've been read after failing that on Numbani.
I wonder, it's hard to say. See what Blink can do though with the Torbjorn.
Putting the turret pretty far back. That's not going to do anything for the start of a push with a Reinhardt, and LW Blue going for more of a slow style where they want Saebyeolbe to land those hooks and get those picks, and especially with the Zenyatta to help destroy the front line. Flower looks like he's going to be on the Hanzo.
All right, awesome. Get some Hanzo play from Flower. Really couldn't ask for much more. That's going to check, see if he can see where people are.
Gambler dies to Waka Waka.
Whoa, yeah, how'd that happen? That must have been, I mean, some other damage as well, obviously, coming in.
Must have been a hook, one would assume.
Or, I mean, he could have taken the Helix rocket as well.
That's true. Yeah, very weird that he would die that fast. Flower does...
Not enough percent on Evermore. I think it was probably rocket or something like that. Yeah, could have just been Torbjorn damage, too. Who knows? Zenyatta's got, like, no health, so... Time to Zenyatta me. LW Blue sneaking around the right side.
Yeah, I like the Orb of Deception because Fisher cannot walk into that room with the Orb of Deception on him. He would be
Orb of Deception,
or Orb of Deception, yes, Orb of Destruction. Trying to getting that extra damage down. Another oh man, Saebyeolbe
down.
He's been getting caught out a little bit too much by not being behind the shield. He's being too aggressive in the way that he looks for these hooks, and it's causing him to get hooked by Evermore instead.
Now they're gonna have to go around the long way again.
Yeah, everybody has to drop and then reset on the high ground for another long flank here. But that's going to work pretty well. They should be able to get that turret immediately, and they do with the Sonic Arrow.
Ooh, very lucky nobody got randomly killed with the Scatter Arrow there, too. And the Dragon Strike is ready to go for Flower. Fortunately for them, Mako nowhere near a Graviton Surge at the moment.
See if they find anything. Evermore with a flank onto Mako. That's going to cause a lot of problems for them. Jonas slept, woken up, and gets back into the cover with his shield. But this is where LW Blue really shines. Look at that. They turn a negative pick into them where they are down a man, but they're so deliberate in the way they move as a unit to reset and get back into cover where they can wait it out.
Yep. That's the plan.
They kill themselves. They suicide off the map a lot less than any other team we've seen in the playoffs.
Yeah. Oh, Mako again getting grabbed, though. No protection, and they know it. Meanwhile, Transcendence popped as LW Blue tries to go in. They need to make this work. Flower still has not used the Dragon Strike yet. Saebyeolbe gets lucky with the Hawk. There's a Dragon Strike through there. Fissure goes down, and LW Blue, pretty decisive fight if they can kill Bling, and they can.
Now that fight, they were waiting, so you can really see how LW Blue plays, because the choices that Kongdoo Panthera has, okay, you go get that pick onto Mako, but LW Blue is sitting on a pile of ults, and as soon as they see Evermore outside the front gate on trying to make that solo play, they know it's a 5v5 on the point. So they don't hesitate at all to engage, unload all of their ultimates, and they trade 2 for 1 in that advantage, and then the fight snowballs from there. So LW Blue, again, showing really great mastery over positioning and awareness of what their options are at any point in time.
5 minutes to go here for LW Blue on point B. We'll see what they can put together. Kongdoo Panthera trying to defend. They run around to the left side. Another interesting approach angle. Waka Waka waiting out into the fray. Looks like Kongdoo Panthera is going to force a reset early on.
Yeah, another pick, really helping out Kongdoo Panthera to start that, and everybody getting booped off the side at the end there.
Yep.
A little bit of help from Bling, and that means Gambler has to skate his way back over to spawn.
Well, he was really low health too. He's kind of lucky he didn't die there. That might have ended up costing LW Blue a few more seconds, but everything went well as it could in the retreat anyway, and they are back with 3 ultimates to use now.
Fisher on the high ground. Mako looking for an opportunity to use the Graviton. Waka Waka in the same boat.
Yep. Really wonder who's going to do it. Yeah, there we go. Okay, Graviton Surge used. The Maywall goes up to protect them. LW Blue has not jumped down to the point just yet. They want to fight it on the high ground, I guess. Flower with the nano boost.
Well, they get the May. That's actually really important. Flower does go down, though. Waka Waka with the left click going through the reflect.
Well, so Gilby had a pretty big tag visor, and he's still on that high ground. Hasn't been dislodged yet. Waka Waka, very low health, but he stays alive. And yeah, it's tough to give that one up, but they lost a little bit too much. And Kongdoo Panthera now with a pretty big ult advantage.
Yeah, the timing just off there for LW Blue. Flower didn't have the Dragon Blade yet, was only at about 80% when the Nano Boost came through. And now Kongdoo Panthera sitting, as you say, really pretty. Mako also, he started out this series with some great ultimates, but ever since then it's been rough.
Oh boy, speaking of rough, that's a big Earth Shatter from LW Blue. Can they capitalize though? Not quite yet. In fact, it's Kongdoo Panthera who wins the team fight big time.
Waka Waka did have the Graviton to counteract the Earth Shatter, and they also had the Maywall dividing people up, so easier to get the damage down for sure. Rascal hanging on to the Blizzard. LW Blue sloppier on this one, but yeah, Mako's ultimates on Hanamura have really left a lot to be desired. He's going for these long-range Gravitons when it's not really helping, and especially against the Mei, who can so easily just use a wall to screen you off from line of sight and just wait it out.
Sure enough. I mean, you get a little bit bold if there's no diva on the other side sometimes.
There we go.
There's the split. They managed to cut some people off. Blizzard goes down. I don't know if he got a whole lot of people. No, gets nobody in the Blizzard. I don't know about that one. Meanwhile, LW Blue coming back on the point right now, and they are picking up the kills big time.
That was a
Flower reflected the Blizzard.
It was a reflected Blizzard right there. That's why it was so scary for them. So everybody was caught in the follow-up. That is actually the second, maybe game-winning reflect that Flowers had in this series.
Oh,
absolutely crazy.
Kongdoo Panthera trying to come back, but Bling gets a pretty ineffective sound barrier. Sibyl up top with the tag visor now, and they're trying to handle the respawns. There goes Rascal, and that reflected Blizzard was
it was just so unfortunate for Kongdoo Panthera because they were trying to follow up, so the entire team got frozen because they were trying to follow up the hallway.
Well, it was weird. It looked like it followed the same trajectory that it was thrown on. So
that's gonna be it.
That was odd. Wow.
Oh my! I mean,
2 points for LW Blue.
Flower is just playing out of his damn mind tonight. To get 2 reflects like that, they won a point on the control because of another reflect on Control Center on Lijiang Tower. And now he shows up and actually just dominates Hanamura because all of Kongdoo Panthera got baited into their own mails. Nuts. Really amazing.
Yeah, they're going to end with a little bit more time in the time bank, too.
Yeah, it's not a lot more, but that was a hero play, and it certainly got them a lot of time because with everybody dying that close to the point, it made it a lot easier to cap. So only a 12-second or 11-second rather difference between these two teams. LW Blue, of course, with larger time bank, will be on defense first.
Yeah, 143 to 132, so only a tiny little time bank lead for LW Blue.
And Flower maybe just poking out with some shurikens. I started this one. Yeah, we're going to watch this again from Flower's perspective.
Yeah.
Thankfully. I mean, just...
Wow, I don't even think he meant to do that. Just had the reflect up.
So here's the thing, is that he knew that May Blizzard was up. He did mean to do that because he was standing behind a Reinhardt shield, so there was no reason for him to reflect unless it was something that could go through a Reinhardt shield. So actually, that was like next level.
What a guy.
That is actually amazing that he predicted that as they were going into the corridor, that if the May used the ult there, he would reflect it. Nuts.
Well, Kongdoo on the attack again. They've got to come up big here.
They're going to try going onto the high ground, but wow, Rascal, I'm not sure why he was in the middle of 4 people by himself.
It's a very bold early move by Rascal, but no real support there.
Going into the actual shrine pretty early. Sabioldi just spamming his way through the Reinhardt shield as best as he can, staying well away from that. Flower is looking to ninja duel, but doesn't get the early damage down, but he is going to just try and poke him out. And since he's out of line of sight of healing right now, that's actually really effective.
Wow.
But Gambler gets picked.
That's a problem. Kongdoo Panthera on the point right now. Sabioldi does get fissures, so no Reinhardt shield for Kongdoo as they try to stay alive on the point.
Oh, wow.
Nice hook, though, from
Evermore.
Evermore.
Yeah, just absolutely turning this one on his head. 2 crucial picks to start off this fight, and Rascal finally able to make it to the point himself, and that's going to be a reset there from LW Blue, and they have to give up point A. So strong attack with not a lot of time from Kongdoo Panthera ends up being successful. They're going to get 30 seconds back. 40 seconds is all they've got, and they have an Ana ult to attack Visor, so not looking great for Kongdoo.
We'll see what they can do.
They got to get on the point.
Yep. I mean, they've got some time yet. The music was misleading. Gambler, oh, nice pick on the Gambler as they go in. Once again, I mean, the Lucio falls early.
Evermore is really trying to hard carry his team right now.
Yep. Doing a solo queue thing.
Nano boost attack visor goes, but he's not getting kills. Only got the Ana, but eliminating that healing might be enough. It may not, though. A huge ultimate's coming through from Kongdoo.
Yep. We're into OT right now. Staying alive. The Dragon Blade comes out. Oh, but Flower Earth shattered. And that is going to be Kongdoo Panthera making a lot of progress. They may get this. They do. 2 points for them.
Wow, great play from Kongdoo. I'm so happy, though, that this series is delivering. I was hoping it wasn't going to be a 3-0. And we're getting pretty far away from that possibility with only 1 minute and 43 seconds.
Yeah.
For the attack. Very decisive play from Kongdoo Panthera, but you got to fault Gambler. He got picked off twice by Roadhog hooks to start that up. Evermore really making the difference for his team by setting up those 6v5s. Tough for LW Blue, but they have plenty more chances. They're on game point for the rest of this best of 5.
That's right. Only need to win 1 out of the next 3 if you include Hanamura, because we're not done quite yet.
Now the Mace
on this one. Yep, May for Rascal. So we have seen them do a lot defensively on this map.
But LW Blue also making those adaptations. They're not going to run Reinhardt on attack this time. They are going to run a dive composition because I think they're expecting the May to come out with such a small amount of time on the clock, and also because of Kongdoo Panthera's style. And also, it's because it's a mind game, and they ran Reinhardt on their first attack. So
makes sense.
You believe that you might have that May try and punish you.
Need another wall. We're just hiding. There you go. All right.
Now, we have seen Maze get punished on that high ground before if you stay up there, because you generally want to stay to the side of the doorway to set up the walls instead of standing where you are in line of sight of, say, a Widowmaker.
No Widowmaker this time, though.
A Soldier. Try it out anyway and get a better angle for some of these right clicks to charge his Blizzard.
Janus is going to dive in, and now here comes the Genji. Ooh, that did not work out too well. The Rascal pretty low before he gets the heals.
Evermore
Janus
gets
goes
pick.
down, and yeah, I don't think that's an attack that's going to work for LW Blue.
More low, but of course he has plenty of time to heal himself up or get healed up by his Ana player. Sabioldi manages to stay beyond the choke, beyond the gateway.
Yeah.
And Ice Block has to be used pretty early on. He's going to be surrounded after that. Picked up very effectively. Sabioldi on top of there somehow.
That's a good start. Rascal going down is what LW Blue definitely needs. Coming from the side, going after the Ana now. Move back up. Did he make it back? Didn't see. I think he did.
Yeah, he did with the
Waka
dash.
goes down.
Another move.
The kill.
Gambler gets it.
A little bit of revenge from the Lucio this time around, and this is going to be a point A take from LW Blue, but they're going to have to move really fast.
Well, there were 40 seconds on the clock for Kongdoo Panthera to take that second point, and LW Blue will have just a hair more time, 50 seconds. But no ultimates. Flower close to getting the Dragon Blade out. And Waka Waka switching to the Diva now. Luffy has the Nano Boost. Sabioldi
Oh, that was close. Oh boy.
Gets punished really hard for that, though.
That's really bad.
That's really bad that he had to rewind
Yep.
and not be with the rest of his team.
Yeah, he needs to
There's
get
so
there.
little time for them to put together an attack.
Yep. I think they're going to wait until Luna's got that Transcendence up so they can make a little bit more of a safer push onto the point.
Yep. I think you were absolutely right there.
They're going to have 2 support ultimates probably if Gambler can build his.
They got to go. They got 10 seconds.
I know,
the
man.
Winston needs to go in now.
This is it. It's time. Well used. Rascal trying to go after Mako, and they do take him down. Fissure gets a Nana Boost. There's a Transcendence. As Flower comes in with the Dragon Blade, needs a lot more than that, though. Sibildi got 1, but Flower has to run now. That's a Winston, man. You can't reflect that. And Kongdoo Panthera looks like they're going to hold this. That is it. Kongdoo Panthera wins their first map of the best of 5.
Nobody on the point, going after the Ana instead, but very unlikely that LW Blue would have been able to come back from losing so many people in that situation. Not the biggest deal in the world, and
Yeah.
LW Blue goes down in the assault map. So Kongdoo Panthera keeping their hopes alive in this tournament.
Well, I was going to be pretty surprised if this ended up being a 3-0, so I'm glad we're getting a few more maps out of it, or at least one more map anyway.
Especially with how close the first 2 maps were. Obviously, even if we had gotten a 3-0, it would have been a very competitive 3-0.
I mean, all 3 maps so far have
Yep.
been pretty,
We got into
pretty
Time
close.
Bank on our last 2 maps, and
Yeah.
both these teams have been playing well and keeping it close. You see the conflict here, which is that sometimes Kongdoo Panthera, even if they don't have the same level of teamwork, Evermore just going off with those hooks made a massive difference on Hanamura.
Yep.
But now, for the first time in this best of 5, we get to see what LW Blue's going to pick on Hybrid.
Fissure looking less than happy, but you'd think he'd be a little bit cheerier. They want a map? Let's see that play of the game. Oh, okay.
And he gets
All right.
the play of the game,
Wow.
too.
The saddest play of the game face I've ever seen.
So,
Oh.
yeah,
Oh,
that
that's
was
fun.
that was right after the really unfortunate Mako Graviton Surge had already been used. So,
Right.
but good setup around that May wall, making it look easy, and these teams both displaying a lot of coordination.
I can't wait to see what the next map is. It's going to be choices between Dorado and Route 66.
Yeah, this is Kongdoo Panthera's first escort map they've ever played in Apex Season 2 because they've never actually gone to a 4th game by winning all of their other matches 3-0.
Dorado, okay.
Another
Definitely, well, I mean, I could see both of those maps being maps that LW Blue would like, but they'll go with Dorado.
I guess I'm a little more skeptical, Doa, because I think that Kongdoo Panthera, Dorado's a map that they can run May on at the start.
Sure, but I mean, it's also a map you can really assault the high ground with a good dive too. So
That's true.
kind of see it both ways.
Yeah, it depends on the point, but a lot of these small choke point maps on defense is where Kongdoo Panthera shines, like we just saw in Hanamura.
That's right. Well, LW Blue still on match point right now. A win here would win them the best of 5. But Kongdoo Panthera coming alive on the assault map, winning Hanamura and giving themselves a chance at least to win again and force a map 5. Let's see if they can do it. It's time to go to Dorado. And we've come to Dorado. LW Blue still a map win away from winning the best of 5. Kongdoo Panthera fighting back strong, and every single one of the maps tonight has been extremely close. So no matter what the result is, I'd imagine it's not going to be one-sided. Although now that I've said that, I have inevitably cast or cursed somebody, so I apologize in advance.
And unsurprisingly, we are going to see Kongdoo Panthera run with the May. This is expected on point A of Dorado, especially from this particular team, but LW Blue is calling their bluff. If they do go for a Pharah and they don't play with a Reinhardt here and try and play with a Winston, obviously tougher if you're walking through that choke point, but if you can jump on top of them and get a flank and kill off those supports inside the marketplace quickly, then it's a very different kind of game on attack. And LW Blue, we saw this on Numbani, right? They didn't run with the Reinhardt initially because everybody's afraid of that Mei right now and what that means in the hands of Kongdoo Panthera and with Rascal on that particular hero.
That's right.
But they are going to run with the Reinhardt this time.
Okay.
It is very hard to play Point A Dorado on attack without a Reinhardt.
Flower and Gambler going to try to skirt around the outside, of course. You see the Pharmacy often do.
Yeah, and the answer to this, of course, is the Pharah Mercy. They're going to use range to sabotage Kongdoo Panthera's relatively short-range composition. And they're going to be really happy to see this and to get the positioning all the way around the back that you see right now.
Yep.
This is
Here we
great.
go.
This is really, really good for LW Blue.
Yeah, it's going to be really tough for Kongdoo Panthera to handle this from the back and also the assault from the front.
So Kongdoo Panthera, you really, if you see a Pharah and Mercy in the back there, you have to play very aggressively on their front line because it's going to be a 6 versus 4. And we're not seeing that, but Evermore gets the pick.
Or you just hook him. Or you just beat Evermore and you get the hook.
All right, this is... Evermore was at 5,000 SR for a reason, and that is that reason. So I guess Evermore is just going to 1v2 the Pharah and Mercy combo, and that'll be it.
All right, I guess that's just Evermore.
Who needs to take the right strategic approach, Doa, which is collapsing on their flank when
just hook him.
You could just hook him and just outskill him.
Yep. Just hook him. A Flower on the Ferris still, of course. They're not giving up just yet. Maybe stay a little bit farther away from the Roadhog now.
They can just do this again, right? There's no reason why this shouldn't work for you if you're more careful about where the Roadhog is. But you can see Evermore on the side there. He is looking for it again, and that time saving the boost for when he saw Evermore.
I mean, that's sneaky, right? Because he's coming through the building, so you don't really see him walking towards you. He suddenly pops out of a doorway, but either way, he's kind of holding off this Pharmacy single-handedly. Meanwhile, Kongdoo Panthera, just going to win the fight in the front too. He gets a hook on Gambler now.
This is ridiculous.
You can't, apparently you just can't run this against Evermore.
I mean, you can if you stop playing the way they're playing it, but Evermore is impressively dominating the Pharmacy combination. But with both ultimates up, you don't want to try that again. Now what you can do is you don't have to go to the back anymore. Push through the choke point with the Pharah on the far side, and then if you die, you have the res. Are they going all the way back around again? Okay, no, they shouldn't. They should not go all the way back around because you want to set up for a good res, and you don't want them to just attack you from the front again. Flower will shoot himself a little bit.
And, hurts a bit. I mean, everybody's gunning for him now. That payload still moving. Evermore does go down. They hunt him down on the second floor. That was like Operation Kill Evermore.
They hunt him down, but he was there by himself when they were flanking around the sides. So
I mean, it may get the point A, so whatever works.
That has been Evermore's problem in the past. Is sometimes he goes too solo queue.
Yeah.
And that was one of those times.
There's an Ana boost now. Blizzard gets used by Rascal, but it's a bit too late.
Gets frozen.
Flower gets frozen anyway, though. And just has lived for the moment. Rez comes in for LW Blue. They're going to keep this payload moving.
Evermore giveth and Evermore taketh away.
I guess so. I guess so.
He does play a risky style. There's no doubt about that. Makes you look like a god or a fool, depending on the outcome of your hooks and whether you are the picker or the picky.
Well, as is. I mean, Kongdoo Panthera did cost LW Blue a lot of time on point A, so semi-successful, you could say.
But they also lost a lot of ground now because they kept fighting. And the res prolonging that battle with the late kills and then the later respawns.
Well, they've got their high ground position on point B here, so.
Yeah, Kongdoo Panthera has 0 ultimates, though.
That's a problem.
That is definitely.
Time to boot people off. There we go. Wow, saw that one coming a mile away. Fissure gets the Zarya shield right away.
Yeah, everybody has to drop now.
Yep.
At the very
they
least,
lose that high ground.
Yeah, at the very least, you've just dictated the positioning, though, and that soldier is now vulnerable because he doesn't have a shield to hide behind.
Yep, Evermore misses the hook this time.
Waka Waka doing a good job of landing some of those Zarya right clicks up onto the high ground, preventing the rocket spam from doing more damage, but they can't stop the payload from moving. And Rascal actually just jumps on the cart by himself and gets exploded.
I felt like he just felt like he needed to defend, I guess, just needed to hold it.
That was obviously like a messed up call because all the tanks were just emerging onto the high ground.
It was a bit odd, no doubt. And Flower really keeping people bottled up with that choke. I hear a whole hog being used, I believe. Yeah, Evermore. He's got the Nano Boost. Nice Earth Shatter to counteract that as the Graviton Surge gets mostly survived here. Fissure with 2, though. Evermore has to be careful. Oh. Yeah, goodbye, Mako.
Let's take out Mako in the Baby Diva. Flower.
Oh, they got the res, though.
Yeah. Oh, that's actually pretty clutch right there. Luna gets the kill. So with the res and the fact that Diana goes down, they recover from that, bouncing back perfectly. And Sabiolbi with the zoning ultimate now.
Yeah, just trying to get that second point as fast as they can. Fissure back there. Now Rascal jumps up with the attack visor. Gets a lot of that blocked by D.Va, though.
Yeah, wrong place. The D.Va ready to control that high ground and make sure that the attack visor does minimal damage to the team.
Yep. Well, they take out Mako in the end, and that is not to point B just yet. Flower just trying to be a one-man army here, but he's got to back away.
Especially after nailed by the right click.
Yeah.
Reinhardt's still on the cart, though. Finally, Janus.
He's going to go down, though. He's so low. Well, I think Gambler got to him. No, not in time. And that's a problem for LW Blue. That's a major reset. They've only got about 35 seconds left, so things are starting to slip away a little bit here.
But they are going to have a self-destruct, and that's absolutely huge for pushing just a little bit of what you need through to that last point.
That is true.
Not a lot of time, but they have one push, and they don't have far to go.
Yeah, no May for Kongdoo Panthera to try to survive that self-destruct and hold the payload back at the same time.
And Gambler's getting dangerously close to a res, so looks like this push will probably work, but depends on how long this Mercy is going to live.
Well, Janus moving up right now. Fissure there with the Zarya shield. As soon as that's gone, it's gone now. That might be go time. Meko on the high ground. Rascal and what? They didn't touch the payload. Are you kidding me?
What was that? Oh.
Okay then.
Oh, jeez, that's a titanic communication error. There's probably some knockback going on the card as well, but
that is just a massive embarrassment though for LW
we didn't
Blue,
get to see the view on the card at the end and actually see what happened.
That hurts.
It definitely hurts, and that is a
how does that happen?
Big bummer. I hope we get a replay of that during our actual turnover time here while we wait for the teams to assemble.
Yeah, I really want to know how that happened because, you know, positioning-wise, they were setting people up for the push you would think would have gotten it all the way to point B, but I guess we're not going to see it, but I guess there must have been some sort of miscommunication.
Part of that, though, is that whenever you run a composition with Pharah and Mercy, you don't have that ability to contest the cart as effectively. And
wow.
Janus literally just walked away!
Nobody there?
What was that?
I don't know. It's one of those things, you know? It happens to the best of us.
I mean, Kongdoo Panthera didn't even do anything. Oh, boy.
Wow.
That's sad.
That is very sad.
So now it's Gambler on Symmetra. First Symmetra that we've seen this evening.
Well, if LW Blue goes on to lose this best of 5, I think that is a moment that Janus is definitely going to regret.
They had the Pharah nano boosted with the barrage available, too.
They had everything.
Like, as long as they stood on that cart, not Ohana, or Flower rather, was going to absolutely melt anybody who tried to contest the cart.
I mean, you just self-destruct on the cart, and then you just have Janus stand there.
So sad.
Well, happens to the best of us, right? Not the best time for that to happen to LW Blue, though, as now they have a pretty tall order in holding Kongdoo Panthera back from winning this map.
Also, Symmetra is going to be super good against the Kongdoo Panthera composition.
Yeah. Okay, then.
Well, unless you just die right now, right immediately, because you're mispositioned and you don't have a healer with a line of sight onto you. That is a massive first pick for them.
Yeah, no kidding.
Okay, Rascal on the Pharah. They did change things up from when they were in the spawn room. That will be much better against the Symmetra.
Yep. Gambler nearly has that ultimate, but it's going to be really hard to use that effectively with the entire team pushed out of position already. Oh boy, Rascal goes down.
It's okay, Evermore still alive. And Janus has respawned now. Flower playing super far forward using the fountain as cover.
I believe they've got the TP up now.
That'd be really fast if they did, but it looks like they have.
Yeah, he was at about 80% a moment ago, so he did get some good right clicks early on. Whole hog though for Evermore. Panthera trying to push and Blink kills the teleporter. They must have found it. I mean, obviously not a great position for Gambler to put it in. Mana boost, nice sleep dart onto Fissure. Sabiolbi backs away. Going to Panthera, just trying to push forward as much as they can.
Nobody on Rascal. Luna attempting to walk forward with a payload to slow it down. Can't get it done. So Kongdoo Panthera, 5 minutes to not even push all the way to point B. They are in great position as Rascal is just doing work on the Pharah now.
Hey, we've seen him do it before on this hero. No surprise, but LW Blue, man, they've really got to be kicking themselves for how that attack round ended.
Yeah, they do have leeway though with the 2-1 advantage, but you don't want to look back on a best of 5 and
you don't want to get
that's how you
swept.
lost. So Sabiolbi still has the whole hog, push them off the payload if necessary, making an attempt to take the high ground here, but the cart rolling forward ever more in a sneaky place.
Just
they
waiting.
drop down to get a hook.
That's right. Oh, all right. There's several things there that stop the barrage. That works.
That doesn't really matter though because they can't actually get any kills after they
Whoa,
hook the Pharah.
It's a crazy hooking action, but Evermore coming out way ahead of that one. And going to Panthera, that payload is still moving.
Flower goes down here too. He's going to run around and try and get himself killed.
Wow, going to Panthera just
reset.
rolling LW Blue right now.
Evermore with all of these hooks, he has been absolutely excellent at making the necessary plays. He gets Sabiolbi too right away.
Man, that is that. Going to Panthera rocks him, and we are all tied up yet again.
I'm excited though. Now we go into our last map, another hybrid map. Selection to be made by LW Blue, but convincing performance. Evermore's just going off on these last 2 maps has been a key difference.
Well, the first 2 maps were so close, and Hanamura was close as well, but Kongdoo really kind of striking it big here on Dorado in map number 4 after that big mistake by LW Blue.
And who knows if that would have won the map or not because Kongdoo is powering through Dorado, but
True, well, it certainly didn't help them.
It certainly did not help them.
Yep. And LW Blue suddenly finds themselves tied up, and whoever wins the next map simply wins the series.
All right. What is the selection going to be? What does LW Blue feel confident on? They've now had the ability to pick the last several maps, and hasn't been working out particularly well for them. Last 2 maps, that is. So it will be
either Hollywood or Eichenwald. It's going to be Eichenwald. Okay.
Kongdoo has played Eichenwald before, did pretty well on it, and won the map with a pretty fast time, actually. And so far, LW Blue has not played Eichenwald this season.
Interesting. Well, a big moment for both of these teams. Whoever wins this goes into the winner's match and plays against Meta Athena. And you gotta imagine whoever ends up playing Meta Athena, which with as good as Athena's been doing,
Yes, this is next
I think
level.
this is a different story. Yeah, these guys, both teams seem to be on another level.
I think this is probably the best best of 5 we've had in this tournament so far, though. It's been absolutely outstanding.
It's up there. Well, it all comes down to this. Eichenwald, the winner moves on to the winner's match in the round of 8. Let's see who takes it.
I get it.
Welcome to Eichenwald. LW Blue taking on Kongdoo Panthera. The winner moves on to the winner's match, moves on to face Meta Athena for that spot in the semifinals.
We're getting drowned out by the fangirls cheering for their teams right now. But it's great. It's how it should be. Hyped up here for match number 5.
Oh, yeah. Meta Athena was actually trending on Korean Twitter after their match earlier in the evening.
They did have some pretty sick attacks. They are such a creative team. Joy to watch. And everybody going to get some candy. Kongdoo Panthera. Everybody happy about the candy, I guess.
That's right. Yum candy. Sorry, meanwhile, just tearing teddy bears apart.
Well, Rascal going to be playing the Diva now. Not a hero that he goes for very often, usually Waka Waka on the on the Diva duty, but when you're going quad tank Doa, somebody got to change that position. Flower will be meditating in the rafters.
That's got to hurt your shins, man, to be bouncing on a wooden beam on your shins. Ouch.
That's how you actually make microfractures in your shins so they grow back stronger, Doa.
I guess so. I mean,
he's a real badass.
He is wearing like metal shin guards, so I suppose he can do it. Hanzo's ready for anything. And Gambler on the Zenyatta again. So they will go for the Zenyatta Ana support setup.
And it's another pick composition.
Yep.
Hanzo with the Roadhog. Now pick comps are hard to run with a lot of barriers and Zarya shields and highly tanky heroes like the quad tank they're running.
Sleep on Saviolbi. Flower getting a little bit low. Wow, gets the kill to Fissure with the shatter or scatter arrow.
Wow, you maybe shouldn't try and charge into those enclosed areas when you know the scatter arrow is still available.
Maybe not. But as it is, they weren't able to get enough kills to push the point yet.
Well, but they're going to be pushing back in, right? So you get a kill advantage,
yeah,
you wait for the reinforcements, and then you take the 6v5 before Kongdoo can actually come back.
And that turret not lasting very long. Flower taking that one out right away.
I mean, there's no pressure on Flower right now. Nobody's able to get back there. Nobody's able to deal with the Hanzo.
Who's supposed to? You know, maybe Diva? Maybe you just Earth Shatter him. Maybe that's what you do. I think that's a good answer, yeah. Just Earth Shatter.
Just pop over the broken tank and Earth Shatter.
Just
or whatever.
Just ult. Well, Kongdoo Panthera looking a little bit shaky for the moment there, but
Mako actually wins the duel, though. So this actually didn't go so bad for LW Blue because there were a lot of kills. Jonas is still alive, but he only has 63 HP, so Diva's just going to walk up to him and blow him up. That late spawn is really the issue. Otherwise, LW Blue might have had a good opportunity to, again, just come back in very quickly with an advantage. They've got the Dragon Hole, though, now, and that's probably going to be the ticket to this first point.
Yeah. One of the more effective ult combinations against large amounts of tanks, that's for sure.
Oh, it's amazing in this particular scenario. With everybody getting up close and personal, makes it a lot easier to catch a lot of people inside the Graviton Surge.
And there it is, doesn't get eaten. Dragon Hole comes through. Are the kills coming through? They get 2.
That's plenty.
Should be. Mako jumps in, going after support now. There goes Liffy. Fissure does get the
Molten
kill to
Core,
Janus, though. Yeah, Molten Core. Blink trying to keep this alive, and he may be able to do that.
Again, LW Blue backing off. They know they will have the reinforcing advantage. And no need to throw it away when you can just make a stronger push in a few seconds that you're more likely to win. Turret goes down yet again. But Rascal has the self-destruct. That's going to hold people at bay relatively well. Flower looking for a flank.
Yep. There's, whoa, we got Mako. Whoa, okay, that is not good for LW Blue.
Absolutely not. So Kongdoo Panthera holding really strong on this point, despite it looking like there were going to be repeated opportunities. Flower did change to the Soldier after the Dragon Strike Graviton combo failed to deal as much damage as they would have liked.
Yep. And now it's just getting really hard because everybody's got armor now on Kongdoo Panthera, so that push is getting even tougher to go through. They're going to try it. LW Blue walking in with 3 ults of their own. And all right, Graviton Surge for Kongdoo Panthera. Waka Waka goes down very early. LW Blue trying to win it with that nano-boosted whole hog. And looks like they might have it now. Yeah, there's a nice hook for Saviolbi. That should be enough to get it going.
Crucial nano-boosted Roadhog because he pushed the charging Reinhardt away from the team. Then Reinhardt was also nano-boosted. So a lot more damage and effectiveness coming from the nano-boost on the side of LW Blue, reading the scenario correctly after they were all Graviton Surge, holding onto that whole hog. And they're going to scrape by here by getting that kill, but is it going to be enough?
That was a long hold for Kongdoo Panthera. Let's see how fast LW Blue can push through the second phase.
Some ults wasted. Evermore pushes them back out, but he doesn't actually stop the cart from moving at any point. So the whole hog not being very effective. But they do have time to set up onto the high ground, but LW Blue has a massive edge in ultimates at the moment.
Looking promising so far. Flower looking for targets. Oh, gets hooked though. Evermore jumping down. And getting that crucial pick. And that's going to be the go button for Kongdoo. LW Blue going to respond with the Graviton Surge, but needs a bit more. They put the Nano Boost onto Genis as well, but no real kills coming into that.
I mean, no real kills because he got Earth Shattered immediately, and that was going to be it. So now they're going to respond with their own Nano Boosted Tac Visor. Rascal gets over the top, even bouncing over with the Helix Rocket at the feet of Genis.
This is a really scary moment for LW Blue right now because there's only about a minute and a half remaining, and Kongdoo Panthera really seriously threatening to hold them very early on Eichenwald.
Yeah, you're happy though if you're LW Blue because, again, you're going to have that big ult advantage. May go on the Diva now to help push them off the high ground if necessary. Can just fly on through. Great grenade, biotic grenade, but they can't do much with it, and this is going to be another long flank around for LW Blue.
They really need to get something done with this.
They know they need to dislodge them. They know they need to knock them off from the advantageous position. A bit of a weird Reinhardt flank coming from Kongdoo Panthera. He's all by himself. Flower just spraying and praying at the moment, and he dies!
Whoa.
Oh no! That is massive. Rascal and Evermore getting the pickoffs to start the fight during the Tac Visor. That is absolutely huge.
That is tragic, man. 30 seconds left, and LW Blue doesn't look like they're going to be able to get the payload much farther, if at all. I think we might see a Kongdoo Panthera reverse sweep here. Now, we still need to see Kongdoo's attack run, but the defensive round is looking very, very good
look
for
at
Kongdoo.
Fisher. He wants this. He wants this. Janus going to check the corner.
Is he going to?
No!
Is he going to? No, he's not. And there's the Earth Shatter. Turning around, got to get the charge on Mako. Graviton Surge. Waka Waka with 2 kills already. And a resounding team fight win unless Sibyobi can turn it around, but it doesn't look like he can. And they can't even get to the payload. Kongdoo Panthera, if they take point A, it's basically over.
Well, yeah, you said that, but we saw the point A take here from LW Blue, and they were just stymied towards the end again, man.
I mean,
Evermore
know,
has been carrying so ridiculously hard for this Kongdoo Panthera team. Every time it seems like LW Blue is going to be able to make a successful push. He's there to get the necessary pick to buy all of that time. So what are they going to do? LW Blue, they have a chance to full hold for sure. Are they going to play with the Symmetra again?
That'd be a possibility. Doesn't look like it, though.
Yeah, Flower
Gambler deciding.
on the May. And they definitely need to have a very careful consideration about this, because if you're playing the May, well, you might have a bit of trouble if they decide to run Pharah on Waka Waka again.
Oh, they've got Sibyobi on the 76, so I think they've got that in mind.
Yeah, they have it in mind. Of course, you always have Diana to help with the Pharah, but
Sure.
they're not committing to either a Torbjorn or a Symmetra, which
Well,
you think would be...
Gambler on the Symmetra now.
All right, it's coming through.
All right.
Will go better for LW Blue.
They really need to full hold because, yes, I mean, they did get held after they took point A, but that's an unlikely place to see the payload get stopped. So,
Yes.
in all likelihood, if Kongdoo takes point A, they're probably going to be able to win this one.
This is exciting, though. It's obviously like an all-in play here, more or less with the Symmetra. This has to be effective. Kongdoo is not running. Now, there's the Pharah. Okay, Rascal is going to play the Pharah, which helps out a lot with dealing with these turrets in the choke points, because you just fly over the cottages and clean them out before anybody's forced to walk in to a nest in a small choke point.
He's ready for those two, man.
He's going to fly around the side, as we've seen earlier tonight, and the Reinhardt shield spam begins.
Yep. Oh, immediate ice block from Flower. So everyone coming in, thought he needed to do it to stay alive, Mako with a kill. Kongdoo Panthera, though, Rascal doing work on this Pharah early on. Nice hook for Evermore.
Gets Gambler.
down
That's
already.
absolutely huge. That's going to be it. So now this is going to have to be a truly epic hold from LW Blue, because there is going to be so much time on this clock.
Look at this.
I don't know how Fisher got the charge onto Janus there. He waltzed in. The May wall wasn't good enough. It got too many people on the wrong side of it towards them.
Yeah, well, we saw the May have to use the ice block right away, so
Gambler.
That went about as poorly as it possibly could have for LW Blue.
Yeah, Pharmacy, the changeup here. They know that there is nobody on the side of Kongdoo Panthera who can actually contest a Pharah. Meanwhile, they have the Soldier 76. So Luffy has a lot to handle with both a Pharah and a Mercy on the enemy team by himself. This is a good change of team composition for LW Blue for sure.
Fair versus Farah, though. Flower trying to stay alive against Rascal. Janus does go down. Oh, gets the kill into Rascal, though.
And Luffy has to get him. Waka Waka actually with a left click as he gets too low, and Evermore is pushing everybody back from the cart.
Evermore has no health, though, goes down. There's a Graviton Surge, and that payload is moving. Earthshatter comes in on Sabiobi. The payload getting ever closer. Gambler jumping in. He's got to stay alive. They need him for that res, which he's almost got, but the payload is nearly there.
They can't kill the Mercy, though. They can't kill the Mercy. So there's going to be a chance to res. Just got the res. So all is not lost, but Gambler has to stay alive. It's the hook!
He gets hooked.
The hook
Evermore
again!
with the hero hook once more. Can they push the payload just a little bit farther? They've got the sound barrier to do it with.
Flower with a great barrage, but
Yeah.
he goes down. This is just a mad rush for the payload at the moment.
Now they may have to back away for the moment. Evermore pops Mako out of the suit at least.
I mean, they need the Mercy to get back. That's the critical thing. Right now, if you are LW Blue, that Mercy means everything to you with the res still available. They have attack visor.
Evermore taken out too. Fissure gets the kill though. On the Diva.
Attack visor.
Yep, that's right. Sabiobi's going to get the nano boost as well. Waka Waka going down early. Sabiobi looking for more. Looks like they've held for the moment.
Oh man, but it's still
So
345 left. That is just an absolutely titanic ask.
Yeah.
If you are LW Blue, if they can hold this payload for the next 345, it will be one of the best holds in Overwatch competitive history. Easily.
So Rascal
Kongdoo
has that pulse bomb. He's ready to go. He's sneaking in. Oh, did he
This
get
it got eaten.
Oh, he got eaten. It got eaten by Mako. Crucial play there. They needed to sell that. Earthshatter comes in though. Mako knocked down. Evermore on top of everything. The payload, it budges forward. There's the self-destruct though. 3-4. There's the res. Kongdoo Panthera still on the payload though.
The kill's coming in, and there's the knockback from the whole hog. Gonna
Earthshatter.
get dropped by that Earthshatter. They can't even deal the damage to kill Evermore though.
Evermore
Gets
pops
healed
Mako
up.
out. That payload's moving. Mako goes down. Graviton Surge. And Kongdoo Panthera will take it.
Absolutely sick series, Doa.
No
Amazing Overwatch, and a reverse sweep from Kongdoo Panthera. Just incredible.
It was close all the way through. Despite Kongdoo Panthera being down 0-2 at the beginning, they kept their heads in the game. They came back. They won it. LW Blue maybe falling apart a little bit towards the end, but that was easily one of the best series we've had all season.
Well, we had 2 seasons, and it's maybe the best that we've had so far, Doa. Kongdoo Uncia versus Envy last semifinal was pretty sick too. But this one was wonderful. And LW Blue looking a little bit crushed, but they will not be exiting this group in first place. That is for sure. But they still have another opportunity. It is double elimination. They will be playing up against Africa Blue in the losers match. But you still have to believe that both of these teams are heavy, heavy favorites to escape from Group B.
Yeah, it's going to be a blue off.
A blue off.
The lower bracket there.
Loser has to change their name from Blue.
That's right. Yeah, I think that's I think they should both
I'm
just
making
change
that
their
rule
name.
right now.
No matter who wins, they both change their names. That's what I say. But if I were LW Blue, I would be disappointed, certainly, but I would not have lost